It is the beginning of the week, and it's already a bad week for the executive branch. Let's get into it.
Give me your ways. You don't know what to do with it. Give me your way. Give me your
Wake your asses up. If you're watching this before Tuesday, make sure that you go to patreon.com/AdrianExpression and let me know in the comments what you want me to include in the newest episode of the Expression Podcast that is coming out on Tuesday. If you're watching this on Tuesday or afterwards, make sure that you go over to patreon.com/AdrianExpression and listen to the latest episode of the podcast. We're getting into it. It's a weekly podcast now because y'all are enjoying it. I really appreciate those of you who are going over and signing up. You're getting early videos, especially when YouTube plays games of my damn... They were doing it this week. When YouTube plays games of my damn videos, it's gonna already be up on Patreon, so you don't have to worry about it. Early content, voting on content, just go over there, sign up, let me know what you think. So Solange told y'all to leave her ass alone, and I agree. I don't understand. So there was this whole thing that happened. Apparently people found out that Solange has separated with her man, and we were just like, huh, when the fuck? When did this shit happen? You know? So it was a lot of rumors going on, and Solange was like, God damn it, fine. She went on Instagram, and she, in her very spiritually free way, she posted this long ass paragraph saying, you know, she was talking about taking control of her story and her narrative and all this. She said, 11 years ago, I met a phenomenal man who changed every existence of my life early this year, and we're talking about, we're damn near Christmas. And she said, early this year, we separated and parted ways. And though it ain't now nobody business, I find it necessary to protect the sacredness of my personal truth and to live in it fully, just as I have before and will continue to do. So then people took this post and started running with it, and I don't know where they were going, because honestly, if they were running with this, they were running on a treadmill because they were going nowhere fast. They were saying that, oh, here comes Solange, she was beating up Jay-Z for cheating, and here she come cheating with a white man. I'm just like, how did y'all get that she cheated on her man from that post that she like? I don't understand. Can someone please break it down how people even, you know, misinterpreted any part of that long ass post and thought it meant that she cheated somehow? Cause I didn't get that shit at all. But I mean, it was spreading across the internet like wildfire. People took it. They said that she was apparently cheating with John something. I think it was her co-manager. And Solange ended up having to go onto Twitter. And these tweets are deleted now, but she went onto Twitter and said, yo, John is my former co-manager, y'all gotta chill. I'm not about to be silenced into letting complete lies narrate my life. To take my words, my body left me with no choice but to listen and be still after speaking about my health journey, which has already been painful enough, and turn it into an interpretation of unfaithfulness is just wow. Then she also said, I hate to even give this energy, but I will not let something so untrue follow me when I've tried to lead my life in truth. I hope y'all spread this with the same conviction and energy that you did that false narrative. Much love. Solange said, I tried to set y'all hoes straight, but that just made me even madder. She said, I hope that you hoes, since you want to be talking shit, can spread what I said. I said what I said and I ain't changing it. I hope that you can spread what I said. With the same power, with the same conviction that you did that bullshit, okay? Ruining my timeline. Now, I don't know what y'all did. Solange's energy's gonna be thrown off. She gotta go realign her chakras and shit. What are y'all doing? How did y'all get that? How did y'all get that Solange was cheating? From her statement. I don't understand. Then she put this shit up just to clear it up even more. Get with the program and leave Solange ass alone. What is wrong with y'all? Speaking of leaving somebody alone, let me tell you something. If Kidz Bop Karen, that's what they're calling her. That's what they're calling this woman. If Kidz Bop Karen, have y'all seen that video? If she ever stuck her damn face in my window, it's going up. On a Tuesday, sis, I'm rolling the window up. I mean, I can't believe that they let the good sis talk for that long in their car, in their Uber. Apparently somebody's driver almost hit their car and she got out. Miss Karen was not having it. She got out her car and just...
Yeah, I know it's my fault. That's why I'm saying sorry.
She thinks it's cute that her driver almost hit my kids, and she thinks she needs to take a video of it instead of apologizing like a saint.
So stopping in the middle of the road is gonna help?
You being a bitch is gonna help?
I was like, sis, is it really that serious? The driver apologized. The person recording was just like, are your kids really listening to you say shit like this? And they're like, and she was like, no, they're listening to Kidz Bop. You're telling me to calm down.
I don't know, calm down.
That's what she said. You're telling me to calm down.
Calm down.
I was so surprised that I did not see that window roll right on up. You're not coming in my car, cussing my ass out or putting your hand in my car all in my face. If that's the case, I'm pressing the gas. I'm pressing the gas pedal or I'm rolling up the window, sis, and we're gonna see how long your face can stay lodged within that window. We're gonna see. Well, let's do a little test. Okay, sis was really not having it, and neither was I with these ugly ass facial expressions. It was actually disappointing that I had to see this all up on my screens and shit. It was just uncalled for. The pixels were offensive to my spirit and also to my cornea. This was another big moment on social media. Bob, I don't know who Bob is, but apparently he is a boomer. He said, boomer is the N-word of ageism. Being hip and flip does not make bigotry okay, nor is a derisive epithet acceptable because it is new. Sis, let's just go to the Pew Research Center since y'all don't know what's going on, okay? Baby boomers, or boomers as you're called, is a generation born from 1946 to 1964. Millennials are born from 1980, 1981 to 1996. And Generation Z, or post-millennials, are born 1997 to present day. Now, I'm not seeing anywhere where those categorizations are as offensive as the N-word, sis. I mean, they had a whole conversation about this dragging on social media. I also don't understand how their go-to, a lot of weird people's go-to when it comes to words that they think are offensive is the N-word. And my thing is, as has been clearly pointed out on social media, you spelled out boomers and you said the N-word and you didn't spell that shit out. If a word is so offensive that your ass can't even spell it out while you're talking about it, then obviously that's a more offensive word and you can sit your ass down, Bob the Boomer. Let me tell you something. I don't understand how boomers are so sensitive to this shit when they write articles all goddamn day about how we killing industries and how we lazy as hell and how we entitled millennials and how we just don't know what the fuck's going on and how we need participation trophies. It's like, damn, okay, we see y'all doing all this talking and we say, okay, boomers one time, and y'all get mad. I don't understand why y'all over here destroying the goddamn economy, leaving us a fucked up ass, polluted ass planet to live in when y'all die. It's just like, sis, you can take the word boomers, okay? We taking a lot of other shit. You'll be all right, Bob the Boomer. All right, so let's end this video with the political side of things. There has been so much going on. I haven't really talked about it in real detail for a long time because I'm just like, okay, they playing in Washington, D.C. They playing on Capitol Hill. I will come back when something else meaningful comes out instead of him just tweeting on goddamn day. Let's start out with something fun. Trump was booed somewhere else. He was at a UFC fight and he got his ass booed. That was fun to see. I hope it continues to happen wherever he goes. Something else, 4 witnesses did not show up for the subpoenas that the House gave to their ass. Now, if it was you or me who chose not to show up for a subpoena or something like that, it would be a very different story. Our ass would be locked the fuck up. But not the case with these motherfuckers. They have a couple of options, Congress. They can hold them in contempt of Congress, or they can file a lawsuit against the people who did not show up, the 4 witnesses who did not show up to testify. Although that shit would take a long ass time. Probably next year a decision will be made if they decide to file a lawsuit. Now, one of the witnesses that did not come to testify, one of them is their name is John Einsberg. The reason why this is so important is because some of these witnesses would know a lot about the Ukraine situation, that whole quid pro quo thing that they continue to be talking about. Some of these witnesses would know very specific things about the Ukraine situation. So, for example, John Einsberg, he was one of the witnesses, and he was the NSC, so that's National Security Council legal advisor, who was told by another official about the concerns they had surrounding the whole Ukraine thing. But apparently he told them, don't tell anybody about these concerns, sit your ass down. So that's why they wanted to speak to him. But they, like, the White House has said they're not going to comply with these subpoenas, and they're literally not doing it. They're not coming. So I don't know what y'all need to lock their asses up. What's going on? Get their ass. Something else came out. So this comes from NBC. Prominent advice columnist E. Jean Carroll, who accused President Donald Trump earlier this year of sexually assaulting her more than 20 years ago during an encounter in a dressing room, she filed a defamation suit against the president on Monday, alleging that his sharply worded denials and subsequent attacks damaged her reputation. So this is what Carroll said. She filed this lawsuit for every woman who has been pinched, prodded, cornered, felt up, pushed up against the wall, grabbed, groped, assaulted, and has spoken up only to be shamed, demeaned, disgraced, passed over for promotions, fired, and forgotten. She also said, while I can no longer hold Donald Trump accountable for assaulting me for more than 20 years ago, I can hold him accountable for lying about it, and I fully intend to do so. She wants money, like punitive damage, and she wants him to retract the statements. She had already accused him a long time ago, and Trump's response to that was the fact that he would never do it. He never met her, he would never do it, and he also said he wasn't her type. This is the woman that he said that about. He also said that he wants people to come forward with evidence that she's working with the Democratic Party. He also said, shame on those who make up false stories of assault to try and get publicity for themselves or sell a book or carry a political agenda. I think that the most recent response from the White House is actually so heinous and disgusting. This is what the White House press secretary Stephanie Grisham said. This is what she said. Let me get this straight. Ms. Carroll is suing the president for defending himself against false allegations? I guess since the book didn't make any money, she's trying to get paid another way. The story she used to try and sell her trash book never happened, period. The lawsuit is frivolous and the story is a fraud, just like the author. And it's just like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's a theme with this administration to look as guilty as possible while acting like you're not. It's just, I hate to see it. So I actually don't know how much she'll be able to get done. Like she said, she's not able to hold him accountable for what he did. I guess we'll see where this case goes. There's so many cases against this man. You want to hear another one? You want to hear another one? So a panel of 3 judges from the Second Court of Appeals unanimously said that Trump cannot claim immunity to a grand jury subpoena. Now this is in response to New York, the state of New York, and it's, I think, Manhattan DA. The district attorney of Manhattan is trying to investigate Trump for all of these, hush money payments to see if there's any illegal activity that went on. And Trump was trying to say, no, well, I got immunity, so I'm not obligated to release these damn taxes. And the Court of Appeals said, girl, you really fucking tried that one. All right, orangutan, okay, all right, whoopee cushion, you really tried that one. They said, girl, no ma'am, you can't just block this shit. So what's gonna happen, because the White House already came out and said, we're taking this shit to the Supreme Court. What happens is this shit goes to the Supreme Court, and we'll see, what occurs after that. But the girls are shooting this shit down every chance they get. They're shooting down his legal argument that he has this, immunity, like he think he's Superman without the kryptonite or something. He has this immunity, and he should not be and cannot be investigated for no criminal type shit. It's just literally the lack of flavor. I think this also has to do with the fact that he's moving, right? So a couple of you guys told me that Trump was moving from New York to Florida. He said that despite the fact that I pay millions of dollars in taxes, I would like to see it, sis. I've been treated very badly by the political leaders of both the city and state of New York. So, I mean, in all honesty, he was probably advised by his lawyers to take his ass out of New York so that he would be a legal resident of Florida to make things a little bit trickier for the Manhattan DA to do his investigation on this hush money payment. But it's just like, girl, it doesn't matter. If you were doing these things while you were a legal resident of New York, that's all that fucking matters, girl. Moving to Florida ain't gonna help your ass. I'm glad I ain't in Florida no more, so I don't have to see your dumb ass walking around like the molding block of cheese that you look like in the face. I'm glad I don't have to see it. So on that note, I hope that Monday and the rest of this week is a lot better for you than it was for Trump. I hope that you will consider signing up to patreon.com/AdrianExpression. Thanks to those of you who already have, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.